Morning, y'all. First, the good news. It is 32 hours to kickoff, and the Dogs have finally named a starting quarterback. The suspense around who is going to start under center this year has been palpable. Speaking of palpable brings me to the bad news. I woke up yesterday morning with my head so swole up I looked like Ron Perlman. I've got a bad tooth, or teeth. I'm thinking that they didn't take kindly to my date night milk duds. I'm guessing I've pulled out a filling or two, and unsettling the core has resulted in a seismic eruption. While I'm waiting to see if the corona will allow me to travel to Blairsville to see my dentist, I've had the time to revisit one of my favorite books, Letters from the Earth by Mark Twain. If there are any of you out there who are not familiar with Mr. Twain, he was very popular in his day and was quite wealthy as a result. He was kind of the Jeff Foxworthy of the 1800s. Just like it is today, new wealth wants to hang out with old wealth. The next thing you know, old wealth is still old wealth, but new wealth is no wealth. Mark Twain was broke towards the end of his life, and his writing became a bit more sarcastic. The happy stories of Huckleberry Finn gave way to a much more cynical point of view. The setup for the book is that Lucifer has been banished to Earth, and the letters from the Earth are his reports on what a foul-up God made of the situation. I'm particularly partial, no pun intended, to the passage on teeth. I will paraphrase poorly, but it goes something like, humans are not born with teeth. At a time when they are too young to understand the pain, they are subjected to their gums erupting with these little bits of bone slicing through it. One would think that this should suffice, but a few years later these baby teeth, as they are called, are pushed out of the way by another set of teeth called the permanent teeth, who are anything but. For the life of the human, the permanent teeth are subjected to various pains and abscesses, resulting in extractions until the human is finally fitted with what they call false teeth, as if they had ever been anything else. In my opinion, it should be some kind of law that the actual quote be displayed in every dentist office throughout the land. You know, kind of a heads up. It is a testimony to my hardy forefathers that the steady diet of candy and soda I consumed in my youth didn't result in what we call summer teeth. You know, some are here, some are not. Sitting here waiting on my callback, and I think about Georgia's most famous dentist, Doc Holliday. Doc Holliday left his practice in Atlanta for the Southwest in hopes of curing his tuberculosis. Doc eventually left the practice of dentistry altogether for a more legitimate profession, gambler and gunslinger. I like to think that Doc decided it was more humane to put people out of their misery with a gun than a drill. Well, if I don't get a call back from my regular dentist soon, I'm going to have to call my dentist brother-in-law More Pain. I'll tell him to load up his power drill, his reciprocating saw, his hammer and chisel, and what other tools he thinks he might need, and beat it out here to Tacky 2. I've got to have some relief before kickoff on Saturday. Go Dogs!